Plaintiff Kayla Knighton says the defendant was married when they had an affair, and Kayla ended up pregnant. Kayla claims after a DNA test proved the defendant was her child's father, he tried to ruin her life and got her fired from her job. So she's suing for defamation of character. Defendant Darius Chapman admits he had a one-night stand with Kayla, and ever since she gave birth to his son, she has made his life a living hell. Darius claims he got full custody of their son after Kayla got in trouble with the law, and he's countersuing her for harassment and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
So Darius and I share a 4-year-old son together. He was born in 2014. Initially, Darius denied that he was Ezekiel's father because he had an affair with me and he was in a relationship at the time. Now, I filed for a paternity test, and when he was found to be the father, he started making my life horrible.
How?
He just started spreading rumors about me. He got me fired from my job. He got me kicked out of my apartment.
Why do you think he was doing these things?
Because he was embarrassed. He denied that.
Embarrassed of what?
That he got me pregnant.
Embarrassed of by who?
Me, because he didn't want
He was
anybody.
embarrassed with you.
Yeah, he didn't want.
You all the only two that knew it.
Yeah, basically. Well, there
So
was a few other people that knew, but he didn't really want anybody to know that he was with me.
How did he get you fired? What is that? I don't understand
He told my boss that I was selling drugs out of my workplace, and I was coming to work under the influence, and I got fired. I have the emails to prove it.
Why do you think he did that? What made him want to do that?
It all started over a custody issue. He took Ezekiel. I allowed him to take Ezekiel. He was supposed to bring Ezekiel back the next day.
Lies, Your Honor.
And
Quiet.
when he didn't bring Ezekiel back the next day, I inquired, and he told me that he was not going to bring Ezekiel back to me, and he had full intentions on taking full custody of him. So
Did he tell you why?
he just told me that he felt like I was unfit, like I wasn't doing what I had to for my son.
Did
But
he describe any of the things he believed you were unfit to do?
he said that I had drugs in my house, which I did not have. I was working a full-time job for a title company.
What else did he say?
He said that I was under the influence of drugs, that I had turned my house into a trap spot. And all this time I'm working for this reputable company in Colorado, and all I had time to do was work and be a mom. That's all I did.
Okay.
So I got fired, and I do have the emails proving why I got fired.
You read it.
It says March 10th, 2015. This letter is to confirm our conversation earlier regarding termination of your employment effective immediately. As discussed in our team meeting, the presence and accusations coming from Darius Chapman are reason for concern. Understandably, I cannot put the structure of my company at risk for childish behavior. It is with my deepest apologies that we have to discontinue our employment relationship. And as stated in our meeting, I will be more than willing to provide a positive employment reference.
Okay, let's see that. And what has do you have any evidence of the calls or whatever he did?
That is the only thing that I got from my boss. This was back in 2015. I also have an email from my landlord after an incident had happened, and he come to my house with his friends and tried to break into my residence. And my landlord showed up.
All because he was embarrassed. There's something missing here. Hold on, there's something missing here, man. Man doesn't do all of that because he's embarrassed that the child is his when earlier he said it wasn't.
I do not think that he's embarrassed to be the father. I think he's trying to eliminate me from my son's life completely.
Now you got a second. That's something totally different.
I think he's embarrassed.
Man, please be quiet. You told me something totally different, and now you changed it all together. You tell me what's going on, sir.
How's it going, sir? As you know, I'm father of Ezekiel Knighton. My son was born April 17, 2014. I've been knowing Miss Knighton before a year prior to my son being born. Miss Knighton, we had a one-night stand. My son was born. At that time, she was seeing other 3 men, so I did not know that he was mine at first. So I didn't claim him at first. We did the paternity test. As soon as I found he was mine, I've been there since day one, full.
When was that?
October 2014.
October of 14 is when it was confirmed? Okay. So what has gone on throughout those years?
Since I've found out that he's been mine, I've been in his life since then. Miss Knighton has made my life a living hell. She has been to my residence. She has called my job. She has called my parents. She's called my family members.
Why?
Because she doesn't want me around my son. She doesn't want me involved with him at all, period.
Why? Did she say why?
I have no reason why to. Obviously,
You didn't ask. You didn't say, why can't I see my son? You haven't asked that?
Yeah, I asked that.
And what did she
gives
say?
me multiple reasons of why.
Okay. Like what? Tell me some.
Like she feuding with my ex-wife. She doesn't like my family that I stay with.
Okay.
Friends, I guess.
All right. And what do you think the real motivation is?
Like I said, Your Honor, she gives me multiple reasons, so I just do what I have to do to make sure that I'm entitled to my son.
You have some idea, sir. You haven't speculated. She doesn't like me because whatever.
Like I said,
she speculated, or she had two speculations at the end. And I guess you don't want to speculate because you saw how I tore up her life. So you don't want me to tear you apart. You said, well, let me be quiet. Tell me how she's things she's done to you. She's shown me what appears to be a case of defamation. If you called and reached out to her job and as a result she was fired for something she may not have done, or if you called the job, period.
Yeah, those are lies, because I never, even though she had employment in March of 2015, I was actually incarcerated at that time, to be honest. Like I said, I never...
They got phones in jail.
Huh?
You're lying.
I got phones in jail or prison.
Yeah.
You could have still called.
Not her.
You could have called the job.
No, I didn't call her job.
You could have from jail.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't call her job. Your
All
Honor.
right, well, just say that.
I didn't call her job, period, Your Honor. As I was saying, we got joint custody in 2016. After that, she went on a run because she had some issues going on with her and her household. She had she caught up some couple of felonies or whatever, and she went on a run. So that's when they granted me. That's when I got granted full custody of Ezekiel.
Oh, you have legal full custody?
Yes.
Didn't hear about
Oh, wait,
that.
there's more. Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah,
There's
you
more.
conveniently forgot that part, huh? Go ahead, sir. The court, after considering both sides, no doubt, decide you were fit and she wasn't.
Yes, because she left state.
With felonies.
In the state we live in now.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
So
what happened then? Hold on, let me hear from you.
That's
what
a
happened?
lie.
What happened?
So this has been a constant tug and war with him for the past 4 years. Like, I just want to co-parent, honestly. Darius has constantly bashed me on Facebook. He's made
Man, we're not talking about that anymore.
I know.
Was the kid taken from you and given permanent custody by him?
No, that is not what
Okay,
happened.
he does not have permanent custody?
He has primary custody as of right now.
Okay, why did they only give you partial custody or visitation or whatever it is?
As of most recently, on September 23rd.
Well, no, go to the beginning, not just most recently. When did they first take the kid from you?
Okay, so when they first...
Yeah, my goodness, how many times has it been?
Oh, it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
They've taken your child from you? How often?
It's been a constant tug and war between us.
Ma'am, y'all went before the judge, so don't blame everything on him. Let's blame the judge.
The judge gives custody to me, and then they'll give custody to him.
Right.
And then they'll give custody to me, and then they'll give custody
You know what
to him.
you know I'm a judge. I know how that goes. One of the parties, they ask for custody because the other one is unfit. So after proving in court that one is unfit, the judge gives primary custody to the one who is determined most fit. And then the person comes back to get primary custody after they've cleaned themselves up. Judge, I've cleaned myself up. Will you now give me custody back? Okay, ma'am, yes, I'll give you custody back, joint custody. Take them home. Something else happens. Usually it's in drug cases. Person relapses back into a life of drugs. Somebody comes to visit. The father comes to visit the child. He's living in a pigsty with a bunch of drugs. Okay, same old thing, huh? Now I got to go back to court. Your Honor, she's unfit again. Judge says, oh, ma'am, I got to take him from you again. Boom. I know how it goes back and forth. You don't have to tell me.
I was never...
This is my first time.
If I may continue?
Sure.
I was never notified of any of these custody dates, of any of the court dates.
Lies, Your Honor, because these are the dates that she filed and didn't show up on, because I have the paper right here.
And I got the whole thing too. Here's the minute notes.
No. You said you never were informed of them, ma'am. Your claim is dismissed for perjury. I don't believe anything you've said. Your claim is dismissed, sir, and as a result of her perjury, yours is granted.
Thank you.
Continue being a good father. I'm glad you got custody. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm glad the judge saw what was going on, and I'm glad this is over with, and I'm glad I won my case. That's it.
I'm taking it to district court, and I'm going to pursue charges for, he falsely got a restraining order. I mean, I was way on the other side of town. I haven't seen my son in a whole month. Like, that's not right at all. That's not right.
Plaintiff Yatia Caesar says the defendant is her mother, and she never provided a stable home for Yatia. Yatia claims she recently lived with her mother again, but she assaulted Yatia, and the police filed a restraining order against the defendant. She's suing her mother for unreturned property. Defendant Natanya Dutes says when Yatia was younger, she told her school that Natanya was abusive, so she lost custody of Yatia and the rest of her children. Natanya's countersuing for a rental car and unpaid loans.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, well, my mother, Natanya, we haven't had a real good relationship.
Since when?
Well, since I was younger. I was always back and forth from New York to Florida or with other family members, so I never...
Why?
I'm not really sure that answer, can never find it out myself, but it was never stable with her. So I was either with my grandmother or flying back and forth from New York to Florida. This recent March 14th, I had moved back home after graduating from 2015, and I moved back to New York.
Graduating from high school?
From high school, yes. I wanted to get back stable before I move out again. And that only lasted a week, following an order of protection, and we're here now.
You had to file an order of protection. You all got into a fight?
She assaulted me, and after that assault happened, the police filed an order of protection.
Okay, let me hear from you.
Yes, Yatia and I have not seen eye to eye since she was 8 years old.
Yeah, she said because you weren't around.
No, I end up sending her to her father because from when she was 5 to 8, I just completely took him out of her life.
Why?
Because he's a drug dealer. And that's all he was doing.
Maybe I'm missing something. She says you weren't around.
The reason why that she went back and forth wasn't that I wasn't around.
Okay.
Her father would not leave New York at all. I had her at a very young age.
You were living in Florida?
I resided in Florida. She was born in Florida, but they wouldn't let her do kindergarten in Florida because of her age.
So that's why she went to New York.
Exactly. She was supposed to go to New York for kindergarten. And when he decided to take her, it turned into a big conflict of interest. I sent in for her ticket to come back for the summer, the week. He wouldn't do it. He was already in Florida.
Okay.
So when he did that chaotic behavior, I just eliminated her out of his life. From when she was 5, and then when she turned...
She stayed with you after
Correct.
5 forever.
And exactly. And then when she turned 8 years old, a friend of mine told her father where I was. And when he came, he popped up for her 8th birthday party. Of course, he missed her because it was 3 years. He hasn't seen her. He immediately was, he wants Yatia. He wants her. I let her go. That January 12th, when Yatia came back to Florida, she went to the state of Florida, her school, and alleged that I was abusing her and everything else. So within that allegation, she was removed along with my other children.
Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Well, I understand now. You gave me the impression that perhaps your mother was a woman who just didn't want her child. That's the impression I received because that happens a lot, primarily with drug addicted women or men. That is the crack or heroin. Those two things do make you abandon your children.
Correct.
And so, got it.
within that situation occurring, the state of Florida
Don't
gave
tell me you did start crack within that situation.
No,
I'm
no,
sticking
sir,
up for you when you about to say, well, within that situation, there was a little crack involved.
No.
Okay.
I have 3 younger children.
No, I can tell your presentation. I'm just having fun with you, ma'am. I can tell by your presentation that what you're saying has a significant element of truth to it. Now, what about this fight she says you all got into recently?
Now, we moved to New York. She decided to leave to go back to Florida, where I told her, I said, it's not going to be a good move for you. Within that time, she went through a lot of trials and tribulations where I thought I was helping her deal with them, but there was still always this anger or animosity that she has with the way I guess I approach it, because I'm a very stern mom. I am. I'm going to give it.
Okay, so you don't want to tell me about the fight.
No,
so
I
let's.
am.
What happened with a fight? How did the fight start? How did it end? What happened?
I ended up going to get Yatia. Yatia didn't make the decision.
You went down to Florida to get her?
I paid to go get her.
Now let's get to
when
a
I
fight.
brought her home, the day before the argument, we went to the party, whatever. Next morning, I leaned over and there was a lock on the door. When I knocked on the door, she just popped open the door. She's like, oh, I'm on the phone with my job.
That's not what
I said, okay, the phone you're on is a cellular device with no wires. So you can come to me. If that's what I'm calling you for, you can come to me. So you're allegedly telling me if I call you.
Okay, she was being disrespectful in your opinion. And then what happened?
And I lunged at her. When I lunged at her, that's when we got into, that's when she felt like she's going to do the assault charge.
Okay. All right. And that's when
when we're going back and forth with.
Right now, it's still pending? All right. We won't go any further then if it's currently pending. Unreturned property, how does she owe you for that?
Well, that started with the assault because I'm not sure the story that she told, but that's
all right,
not.
We're not going to go back over it either. We're going to talk about your property.
Okay, so after the assault happened, I immediately called 911 because this is not the first time
and then what happened?
She has assaulted me.
It's not?
So no.
How many other times?
It's multiple times. I can't count.
So many times you can't count.
Your Honor, I can
Hold
count
on.
for you.
How many? How many?
3 to 4.
Okay.
No.
That
way
she's
more, a lot more than that?
It's way more than that.
That she's allegedly calling it to be assault.
And that's why I have been living with family members because I was not living
family
with
members
her at all.
Okay.
My grandmother and
Whatever.
my aunt.
All right. Let's get to the property
So
then.
after she assaulted me, since I'm older now, I called 911.
Yeah.
So after I called 911 and she seen that I was doing that, she kicked me out. She told me I had to go. So it lasted a week. So once the police came and everything happened, they filed the reports. They told me, if I wanted her arrested, press charges, things like that. I told them I didn't want to press charges,
But she lied.
but you can arrest her because I did want her to get arrested for it.
While I was
they
sick.
told me
quiet, ma'am.
she was not sick anymore, Your Honor, at all. She was
Let's get
perfectly
to the property,
fine.
ma'am.
So after that, they told me I had to rush and get, things that I needed until I can get a police escort to get the rest of my things. So I got, my undergarments.
And what did you
things.
leave behind and how did she stop you from getting them?
I left behind most of my wardrobe.
You have a
which
list?
is- yes, I do.
And how did she stop you from getting them?
That's it. She stopped me from getting them because once I had the police escort, she wouldn't let me in the house at all.
How long ago was that?
That was in April's.
Okay. When was the last time you requested your items?
In April.
Okay, ma'am?
Your Honor, the minute that Yatia called the police on me and whatever, I told her, yes, get out. Because the situation.
At that point, let's talk about the property.
Get out. Left. I came home. There was a suitcase in my living room and a couple of loose miscellaneous. I called her dad and let him know, listen, Yatia has some stuff here because I called the officers first to see what to do with the items. They told me, due to the fact she has injunction, I cannot touch her items or remove them out of the property. I said, okay. From April 1st until April 19th, April 20th, I kept texting, I kept calling.
Saying what?
Come and get your crap.
Let me see something. Let me see one of those texts. Who has that police report? Let's start there as well. And your defense, ma'am, was that you told her to come and get her things and she hasn't.
Yes, sir.
Relieve my belongings, which were not there at all. April 8th, She called pretending to be and speak to me about my clothing that was at her property. Okay, so the police report indicates that she called regarding you getting your property. And what do you have on your phone, ma'am?
Is that it right there?
Yeah, so from the top part is the conversation.
Hello, can you call me? Did not receive a call from yet. Did you get my keys? Who is this talking in the
I'm
yellow?
speaking to him because they had
To him as in?
her father.
Can you let me know something? This is you. Then you
Yes.
want to talk to me with such aggression in your voice, but it was just seriously feels like nothing is being done here. I am totally helpless looking at that belongs to people that I don't with. It's every day in my face. Do you know when you're coming to get him? Ma'am, she was asking your father several times to come and get your stuff. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Okay. Where are her items then? Have you seen them? That's what you have there in the bag?
Wow.
And your counterclaim for a rental car and unpaid loans. How did
Yes,
she
sir.
owe you for that?
When I went to Florida, my reasoning of going out there was because the twins are turning 13. I was going to have their birthday party. Like she stated, she went out there to get things together or whatever, but then she got into an altercation and said she didn't want to be there anymore. Once I got to Florida is when she made the initial decision she wanted to come back home with me.
No,
Okay.
that's not correct.
Car and loans.
Either way, I ended up having to pay an extra week for that rental car. And
Because what did she do to cause that?
when she decided to say that she wanted to come back, the day of the
She
flight.
didn't keep the rental
That's
car,
not-
did she?
No.
You could have turned it in.
I did know.
Unpaid loans for what?
The car rental went in, Your Honor. It
Pardon me?
did. The car rental went back. Because when we went to
Okay, so how does she owe you if
they
you
had
gave
to
it
give
back?
us another one because when we got there, we didn't get to check in on time. So then I ended up losing the flight
Because what?
because we didn't check in on time.
Okay, so you never got a refund for anything.
I didn't get a refund for the car
Okay.
from her because of the extended amount of days
All right,
that
so
I had
you
to
didn't-
stay.
All right, so
Yes.
because
Of the missed
you had
flight
to
that-
stay there
Yes.
longer.
Yes.
But you didn't have to stay. You
No,
could
we
have
didn't.
left.
I had a set date. to
Right,
leave.
so you could have left. You didn't have to stay.
didn't have to.
But you did on your own volition so that she doesn't know you. The loans are for what?
She indicated she wanted to. She needed help with her uniforms.
How much did you loan her?
It was scattered money.
All right, and when was she to
Scattered.
repay the scattered money?
She said once she started working.
Okay.
I gave her $204.
All right, you working yet?
I am working, but I do not know what she's talking about.
Okay, and you said scattered money. I don't know
Yes,
what that
sir.
means
When we
either.
first
I
came
wouldn't,
into
if I was her, I
Florida-
wouldn't know what you were
When-
talking about, scattered money. I'll dismiss your claim and give you your clothes there. You give her things back, and that's your judgment. It is clear that she was asking your dad because she couldn't talk to you based on a restraining order, so she was asking your dad to come get your things repeatedly, and you would not. Your claim is dismissed, and I'm going to dismiss yours as well. You all go home and get along. Have a good day.
Oh, I'm totally content because the way I wanted it to go is the way it went. I'm fine. Just as long as she stays where she's at, I'm totally content.
Kind of disgusted and embarrassed that she would lie, but hey, just gonna go on.
Plaintiff Alexis Galvan says the defendant is her cousin, and they used to be close until Alexis confided in the defendant, and the defendant revealed her secret to the entire family. Alexis is suing for emotional distress and the cost of a concert ticket. Defendant Alyssa Galvan says when Alexis came to her with the secret, she said Alyssa was the only one in the family who didn't know. So she didn't think she was revealing new information. Alyssa denies owing Alexis for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so this is my cousin, Alyssa, and growing up, we didn't really hang out that much, but when she turned 20, in her 20s, we started hanging out a lot, going to concerts and stuff. And so it was her 21st birthday, And I pretty much sponsored the whole thing. I'm not going to be petty, but I'm going to mention that I did pay for her breakfast, dinner, and drinks. And
For
her birthday, just because I'm a good person. And I, mentioned something, a family secret that I asked her to be quiet about. And a few days later, at her family dinner, she ambushed me in the bathroom and told me if I'm going to tell my dad what I told her. And I said, no, why would I do that? That's just going to cause unnecessary pain and drama that I do not need in my life. Why would I do that? And she's like, okay. And so then we're home and the family's, hanging out. It's 10 o'clock at night on a Monday and people have work in the morning. Then she runs in the house, her and her father, and they said, family meeting. Like, it was so important. And I was like, are you serious? And so I revealed it. And of course, it caused the unnecessary pain and drama that I knew it would cause.
And you had told her not to.
Yes, I did. And then I asked her again the same night to not. And she just totally disregarded me and said it. And so,
Let me allow her to address that, and then we can get to the concert tickets shortly. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so let's
That's your
reverse.
emotional distress claim? That's part of
that's
your
emotional distress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when we reverse back to my birthday, she did, spoil me. I guess it was my 21st. My cousin, we grew up together. It was all 5 cousins. And when she came to me about this family secret that she said everybody already knew, it kind of came to me left field. So when I addressed my father and asked him, Dad, why would you not tell me? Everyone already knows.
Did she ask you not to tell?
No, because when we were actually in the bathroom, ambush, big word.
Yeah.
Ambush, I said, you need to tell your father the truth. She told me he already knows. Everybody already knows, Liz. Why are you making a big deal about this? I've known since I was 13, she said. So you've known this secret?
Yeah, that he revealed to me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So he did know. So you said that in the bathroom.
Yeah, he did.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when she said that everybody already knew, and I had went to my father and he told me that he did not know, it seemed like she was lying. So I address situations where I need to, and so I did call a family meeting.
Yeah, you did.
Where you decided to spill your own.
Why did you feel you needed to?
Huh?
Why did you feel you needed to?
Because she was claiming that everybody already knew this family secret,
So
and when
why
I went
would
to
you
my
say it?
sweetheart,
whatever.
So why was it important
side?
for you to tell him? Just because she said everybody. Okay, she didn't include one person. So since she didn't include that one person, I better let that one person know.
Yes. I'm going to find the bottom if she's actually being honest or not. Because I didn't think she was. I knew.
Why would I lie about that, Alyssa?
Because you were lying.
Why would I lie
so
about that?
that's what you're saying. You believe she was lying. All right.
I was
and
not,
that's
Your
why
Honor.
you went and asked.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was curious, and I went and asked, and then she decided to tell everyone the big family secret.
Because that was the whole point of the family meeting,
You aren't
right?
my cousin,
Oh, yeah.
sweetheart.
Okay, I'm not your cousin.
So be real.
Yeah,
You're not.
okay, I'm glad I'm not related
That's why
to you.
she's petty. She wants drama.
okay.
She wants
All right.
attention.
Yeah,
that's the big
you.
family thing. Oh, well. Who cares?
Okay,
At the end of
who
the day, I
cares?
said you were my cousin, and you decided to burn that bridge,
You're
and I
not,
hope our relationship was
obviously.
worth $200,
No,
sweetie.
it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
1,206, just
yeah,
so you know.
great. Cool. I'm glad I know I'm worth that much to you.
Yeah,
sweetie.
you are.
Thank you.
How many members of your family knew already?
Be real.
3.
Be real.
3 people knew. No, including my brothers, 5.
They did?
Yes, they did.
Oh, I wish they were here.
Oh, why?
So they could be real, because you ain't.
Oh, because yes, I am.
No,
dude.
you're not. You've
Shut
been
up,
lying.
dude. Shut
You've
up.
been lying since
Shut
you
up.
walked in
Whatever.
here.
That's enough. Ma'am, did you tell all 5 people not to share it?
No, I did not, because it was something, it was not like they needed to keep quiet, but they did need to keep, we did not need to throw
You didn't
salt.
tell those 5 not to share it because it didn't need to be kept quiet, but you told her not to share it.
Yes, because I know she has a big mouth and she loves drama.
Okay, but
But
there
you're
was
here.
no problem with the other folks sharing it, I thought.
Because those are my brothers and they have my back and they
so
love
they
me.
can know,
Yeah, they can know.
but her father can't.
I don't care if her dad
uncle.
knows. I don't
Nino.
care.
Well,
I
then
don't
that's-
care.
that's
my
the
Nino
only-
He
died.
doesn't
My
know?
Nino died.
Oh, so your
yeah,
real one?
Yeah,
Biological
my
one?
Nino died.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's
Enough. You said you don't care if her dad knows. Isn't that the only person she told?
I don't care if he knows, but he yelled at me like it was my fault when this
you didn't care if he
situation.
knew, then you didn't care about the consequences of him knowing. Let's get to the concert ticket. How does she owe you for that?
Okay. Well, it was all because I purchased a ticket for Hard Summer Music Festival. And I had mentioned to her that I cannot go because I have to go to Mexico for this class. And I told her that I already had a potential buyer, and she says, well, if he doesn't take it, I'll buy it from you. And so I go, okay, dude, you win. I'll sell it to you because you're my cousin. You mean more to me than this person. So then she said, okay. And so then immediately I went home and I changed the shipping address to her address because I was going to be in Mexico. And so she claims that the ticket never arrived and that she did not go to that concert.
Did she call you?
She did not, because I was in Mexico. I had no service. I was unreachable for 2 weeks.
I texted her.
I was unreachable. I did not get your text.
I'm making it clear.
Okay. I did not get your text message. And she knew that. I had no service for 2 weeks. I was unreachable.
I didn't. Unaware.
I was at a Marine station that had no service in really southern, deep Baja, Mexico. And I posted a picture of my thing that said, leave it on the fridge for your loved ones. Let them know that you'll be unaware.
Okay.
So that is posted.
Got
so
it.
she knew I was gone, and she knows Instagram.
Ma'am, what happened with the
Follow me.
tickets? Ma'am, did you receive the tickets?
Received them after the event.
And the concert had already occurred.
Yes.
What do you think happened there?
I don't know what happened there, and I didn't know how to contact them to get the thing. And so when I tried
Did she ask for her money later, obviously?
No, because she
She's
didn't.
never asked for her money?
She hasn't asked for her money.
I did.
No, you
Today
haven't.
is the first time?
I texted you.
Yes. Sweetie,
Okay.
when I texted
So,
you
why
last,
did you think you were coming today?
Yeah, why?
Because she likes
for fun? Just for fun?
Pardon me? Ma'am, talk to me. Ma'am, why did you think you were coming here?
Because she likes drama. She likes
no.
the attention.
Okay,
She's petty.
you didn't think she wanted money.
No.
Okay, you just thought you were coming.
I think she wants a stage. She wants a
All
podium.
right, you didn't know what she wanted.
No, I don't know.
All right, now I don't
I'm
believe
here.
you. I don't believe you. So your claim is granted because you're lying. That's all. You knew why you were coming. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye. Make sure you fix that hair. Bye, baby. Have a good day.
She's so hard and ghetto. She's from Woodland Hills.
And where are you from? You don't even know your dad.
Yes, I do. I do my dad. What the is up? There's your dad, your little nasty relationship. Fucking like to me. I got pictures, you little gross slut.
You mad?
You little slut.
You mad?
You're a slut.
You mad?
You're a
mad.
I am.
So mad.
I don't give a I got $1,200 for the Yeah.
Ugly
You're
are mad.
Plaintiff Robin McFarland says the defendant is her cousin, and she has always been there for him. Robin claims she was the only one in their family who visited the defendant when he was in prison, and she's suing him today for a loan. Defendant Larry McFarland says Robin has been with him through thick and thin, but she's no angel, and he often has to be her bodyguard when they go out to the club. Larry insists the money she's suing him for was a gift.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, this is my cousin. I've been there for him when nobody was there. I've been there for him when he was in prison in his late 20s for armed robbery. I've been there for him, put money on his books. I was just that cousin that was there for him. I was there for him in 2009 when he had a child that was supposed to be his, and the child turned out not his. I supported him through that. I was there for him through his kidney failure. He was diagnosed with on dialysis for kidney failure. I was there for him. I supported with that. And I also was there for him. Like, he's been in and out of relationships since 2012. He's been staying with me on and off since 2012.
Are you his only relative or something?
It just seems that way because, I mean, basically he burns his bridges with everybody, that I'm the only one that's still there to support him and help him through his situation at the time. He's been in and out of relationships. He'll get put out. He'll have me into Facebook drama with the girls and all types of just nonsense. I mean,
sir, you give me some background on your relationship with your cousin.
Now, you know, we tight, Judge. We real tight. Like,
I know you are. I would be too if she did all that for me.
I'm saying,
you
for
do
as
all
like,
that for me, I'm tight with you.
She be there for me, but like, I don't make somebody do something that they don't want to do, Judge. You know what I mean? Like, like we family, and we family supposed to stick together. She had been there for me through a lot, through thick and thin. But the thing about it is, it's like, everybody had their little skeletons in the closet, what they do or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? We go out to the club, like, I feel like I'm like her bodyguard.
Tell me what you've done for her.
I feel like I'm her bodyguard, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the bodyguard. We go out to a club or something, like, one time we went out, a few times, we went out this one time, and it's like, we went out to the club, and we turn up, you know, we have a good time or whatever, but her turn up be real. My turn up be minor. I might have to be the designated driver, you know what I'm saying? So I can't turn up like that. So anyway, we go to the club one time and this girl was like, you know, everybody like, hey, what's up, y'all was together, what's up? So we speaking to everybody. And I said, wow, girl didn't say nothing. She said, the chick said, oh, she slept with my man. I said, but cuz, did you sleep with her man? She was like, what difference do it make? What difference do it make? You supposed to be my cousin on my side. I said, right is right, is wrong is wrong.
Oh, she didn't say that when you get locked up.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And you get in trouble with your relationship, and then women put you out and you go to her door. She don't say, right is right and wrong is wrong, and slam the door in your face.
Your Honor.
She said, come on in, cuz.
She welcomes me in because anything she asks me to do, I do it. Your Honor, I do it. That's my, like I said, it's my cousin. I love her.
You're supposed to work your rent off. You know, I know you're not coming there with a handful of money.
That's what I'm saying. So I do what I can. But I'm just saying, like, it be certain situations, and I be feeling like, you know, if she had like a male friend or something, you know what I mean, and she falls short with him, you know what I'm saying, to get mad at him or whatever, I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle. I got to be the cousin to step up because, of course, I ain't going to let nobody harm my cousin. That's family. That's blood. You know what I'm saying? So it just be a lot of little situations.
Okay, so you've been security guard.
Basically.
All right. She's provided you with a home, monies, put money on your book, confidant about you and the women that's running you around, then you...
Nah, dude. I mean, basically, but I just saying I do a lot
That's a good deal.
But I do a lot of
more security. Yeah, I take that.
I need a job doing it or something. I need to work for her. But other than that, we got a good relationship. We just ain't been talking through this since we've been going through this situation. We ain't talking.
Let me hear about the situation, ma'am. $975 for a loan. Tell me how so? Because you said you do a lot of looking out for him, and he thought that $975 was looking out. Go ahead. Isn't that right? Watch this.
What, the $975? Yeah, it wasn't what she said it was.
It was looking out.
It was looking, to have a good time. Like, that's why I took it in.
Tell me what's going on.
It was a situation on May the 23rd, 2018, where we were going to Memphis in May. We were going on a vacation trip there, and he had asked to borrow the money and promised to me that he would pay it back by July the 3rd. Well, the evening of July 3rd, I got home and I noticed he was gone. He was gone. He took all of his clothes, some of my stuff, and he was just gone. So I had tried to reach out to him, some of his friends. He changed his number to where I couldn't communicate with him at all. I went to places.
What did he tell you needed the money for again?
Just to have money while we were there.
When he traveled?
Yeah.
You gave him nearly $1,000?
Yes.
As pocket change?
Yes. Because he said there was
How long were y'all going to be gone?
We were gone for like 4 days.
Wow. Now I really want to hang out with her.
Yeah. My wife don't give me $1,000. My wife won't give me $1,000 of my own money for 4-day pocket change. I promise you. I promise you. So you better than you mad?
No. No.
You'll let me have $1,000?
If you pay back.
Sir?
Yeah, so I went on the trip. Before we went, she never said that I'm giving you this and you pay me back at this time or whatever. I don't know if she was just happy about us going, if she just was thinking it in her head that I was supposed to pay it back, but she never said that it was a loan. You know, like she never said like, hey, you gonna give me this money back if you gotta just pay me in, 50 here, 20 there, because I said, I pay back, man. I don't take people's money and don't give it back to them just because you did. It's basically like you gave me something, like, and we went on this trip. So I just felt like she never said that. So when we came back, it was like tension in the air. It was like tension in the air, Your Honor. So I felt like I didn't even want to eat nothing. I didn't want to do nothing. Like she said, I do dialysis 3 times a week. I didn't want to do nothing. So I basically felt like my time was up there. So I left and we ain't talking.
How did you sense the tension? Did you all argue?
Because normally, Your Honor, we talking, we laughing, we joking. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. You know
so you crack a joke and she wouldn't laugh?
We wasn't even talking to each other. Like basically wasn't no eye contact, nothing. You know what I mean? She was barely like really when she was
And
there.
did you have any idea why?
After probably like maybe like a week or so, I was like, yeah, she must be something about that money or something.
Yeah. It didn't take you a week to figure it out.
Yeah, it is.
If you did a bit like I heard and all this other street stuff, you know that same day that she salty over that money you run off with.
Yeah.
So, when did she first ask for repayment?
Well, she asked for after we came back, it was like 2 days after that. She was like, what's up with that money that you know, $975? I was like, I thought that was just, I didn't know that was a loan. She's like, man, because you know that was a loan. I don't just give up $975 just for play, just for you to just run off and dance and party with.
And
So I
make
was
it
like,
rain down in Memphis?
So yeah, because I did make it rain a little bit.
Yeah, at the strip club. I know that's what
I
you
made it rain a
did.
little bit. I did do that. So,
Yeah.
you know, so
You gotta spend your money 1,000. He got there and said, give me 1,000 ones. Throwing it up in there, throwing it up. Go ahead.
So I was like, you know, I started getting like messages, you know, she texted me and, you know, I wasn't answering. I did change my number because I got tired of it, got irritating.
Why couldn't you just keep telling her the same thing over and over? Cuz this wasn't a loan. Cuz tell me when I said I'd pay you back.
Yeah, I
She'll
mean,
call you next time. Cuz why you keep tripping like this? As close as me and you are, why do you have these? Now you know that didn't happen. Cuz. Instead you block her call.
Yeah, I did kind of tune her out a little bit. I was trying to go back and forth with her a little bit, but I was like, this is played out. I ain't gonna keep doing this. I ain't gonna keep doing this with you. You know what I'm saying? So I just basically just left the whole situation alone because.
Has she ever given you anything over $500 before as a gift?
Nah, no, but
Right.
like if we go out somewhere or something like that, I'd be like, if I didn't have the money, I'd be like, I'll pay you back. Sometimes she'd be like, don't worry about it, cuz. And if I did, if it was it, I'd give her.
It wasn't 1,000.
Nah, it wasn't 1,000 and nothing like that, but it'd be little money.
Ma'am, you're an independent six-figure type lady who loans and throws thousands away like that?
No.
He's saying it's a gift. I
it
wouldn't
wasn't
think
Christmas
that you
or
would give
tax time or none of that.
$1,000 gifts out. Unless you're independently wealthy. Maybe you hit the lotto or you worked up on a business enterprise that allows you to give away thousands. And if so, you want to get in line first or you want me in line first? I'll be your brother. Give this woman her money. You know that it was a loan. Have a good day. Desmond for the planet.
We'll be all right. I'm going to just pay her. If I got to just pay her here and there, you know, she'll get it back. And I just love her. She's my cousin.
That'll work for me.
Plaintiff Eric Gonzalez says the defendant is a sister. And when he came out as a gay man, the defendant was very supportive. However, Eric claims by the age of 15, he was addicted to crystal meth, and he didn't get clean until a year ago. Eric's suing his sister today for unpaid rent. Defendant Erica Gonzalez says Eric always wants to be the center of attention. And when she got pregnant, he tried to get a woman pregnant, even though he's openly gay. Erica's countersuing her brother for 2 unpaid loans and emotional distress.
Start with you.
It's good to be here. Nice to meet you. But it's a shame that I'm here suing my sister. I would rather sue somebody else I'm not related to, because it'd be a little more comfortable. But when I was growing up, my sister was really supportive of me. I grew up and I found out that I was gay. And when I was open about that, she was always the one that stuck up for me if anybody ever.
When did you become open about it? How old?
14 or 15.
How did your parents react?
My parents, they were okay with it. They were just a little bit surprised, I guess, but they were okay.
Good.
It was just mostly like if, outsiders gave me problems and stuff, she was always there to defend me. And so, I'm not here to say that she's a bad person or anything.
Good. I'm glad to hear that your family was supportive.
Yeah.
My next to the oldest brother, God bless his soul, Steve was gay.
Great guy.
And when we knew it as early as adolescence. My mother knew before that. She found a letter he had written to a kid. He was 7 years old. And we used to protect him, you know, around public housing development we grew up in. Sometimes some folks would say a little off the cuff stuff. And so my other brothers, and I'll be honest, me too, we used to jump on whoever says something about say something about our brother, we jumping on him.
Right.
We don't care if he's gay, and you better not care. And if you do, you better keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself,
All right, go ahead.
And during that time, when Erica was growing up, she partied as a teen. I mean, I guess it's normal to party as a teen, but she was kind of like a hard partier.
Excessive, huh?
She had to spend 4 months in jail for a DUI, and I'm not judging her for anything. I'm just giving you a little bit of background for that. She was in a coma for 13 days shortly before she went into jail. She graduated medical school. She was going to be a medical assistant, and someone poured liquid methadone into an alcoholic drink, and she fell asleep and didn't wake up. She was in a coma for 13 days. And I went on GoFundMe.com and raised $900, and I was with her the next day by her bedside when she was in a coma. That was really hard.
How many days?
Huh?
How many days?
13.
13 she was in the coma?
She had to learn to walk, to talk.
That true?
Everything,
Yes.
yeah. She even, has a trachea scar and everything, and I just felt so bad, but I was so glad that I could be with her the next day, and that it was a miracle that I was able to raise that money so fast. I admit during that time that I was there and she was in a coma, like I didn't know how to handle it, and me being a drug addict already, maybe I was drinking or doing other things, because I'm from Arizona. I knew people there. So I'd have people picking me up and stuff because I just couldn't look at it.
How long ago was that?
2012.
Okay. Were you a recovering addict at that time?
No, I was an active addict at that time.
What about now? Have you been in
I've
recovery?
been clean a year and 2 months.
Good. Congratulations. Good. And I switched over to focus on that so that other people would know, because you don't appear to be a drug addict. And some folks said, well, how do drug addicts look? I just know. They look like 1,000 others that I've seen.
You know when someone's a crackhead.
I know when they're crackhead. You're right.
I've
seen 1,000.
I started smoking weed at 13. It kind of escalated from there, kind of started doing a little bit of pills. But by 15, I was with a group of friends and I got hooked on meth at 15. And I was on meth all the way up until a year ago.
Okay, let me allow her to give some background.
Well, growing up, Erica's always wanted to be the center of attention, obviously. Like when I was pregnant with my first child, he tried to get a woman pregnant, even though he's openly gay. So he just wanted to be in the center of attention, even though it was supposed to be my time.
I don't believe that. Is that true?
Yeah.
It's true.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
So thankfully that didn't happen though, because who knows how that would have turned out.
You're having a baby, so I'm going to have a baby. You ain't the only one that can have a baby around here. You ain't going to get all the attention.
True, yeah.
Your baby ain't going to get all the attention. I want some of this attention. Go ahead.
All right, so thankfully that didn't happen. And then up until when he was 15, he kind of got kicked out of my parents' house. He was living out. He said he was behind a Sonic one day, so I went out.
He was what?
Living behind a Sonic, like the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And so I went to find an apartment and let him live with me. I didn't want him living on the streets, even if he was on drugs or anything. I couldn't let him do that. So I let him live with me. He never paid me anything. I never asked him to, really.
When was that? What year?
That was a long time ago, like 2008. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
08 or so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, you all have had a good relationship?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me allow him to get to the rent he's suing for.
She got into an argument with her baby's father, and he pretty much kicked them both out. So I agreed to let her and her 4-year-old son come live with me. So whenever they moved in, it wasn't comfortable. It was only a 1-bedroom apartment. The bathroom was in my room. So she would come in there getting ready for work and have techno music blasting on her phone. I'm like laying there trying to sleep. And her baby would come in there and wake us up making Superman noises and playing toys and everything else. So and every month I was telling her, I need you to pay $500 rent because we need to get help.
She agreed to?
Yes.
Why would I agree to $500 rent when your whole rent was only like $515 in total?
There was, I know, but we had.
How much was your rent?
It was 500, but we had we had several
You were
hundred.
still getting high then,
No, it
so
was-
we understand.
No, it was her and her son, and we had several other $100 worth of bills. So I thought that was fair because we had almost.
What other several?
We had utilities, we had internet, we had cable. That's why I charged her $500.
Okay, that all those bills added up to 500. The other bills.
The 500 was the rent, and the other was $450, $400.
Okay, so she still paid more than
But
you.
it was because she brought her and her son.
They have 2 bedrooms.
And it was a 1 bedroom.
We slept on the floor
And they
in the
slept
living
where?
room.
In the living room.
You should have been in the living room and them in the bedroom because they were paying more than you.
My name was on the lease, so
So you charged them more. The sister that has helped you all your life, defended you all your life.
I wasn't
You're
trying
gonna
to
charge
hurt her, but
more.
it was a big inconvenience because I was working. I was a supervisor managing the front end of a Walmart, and I had to be up 6 a.m. sometimes, and sometimes it was.
How long did you expect for her to live there?
I was going to let her live there until she found a place of her own. I was going to let her stay there.
You had no idea when that might be?
No.
You all never discussed a time frame.
No, I just let her move in because I didn't know how long I was going to live there.
So, okay, you didn't know how long you were going to be inconvenienced. That means you didn't care. That means it wasn't a big deal to you.
Even after I kicked her out 3 months later because
Not
every
there
month
yet.
I asked for money. And I even signed my name to get her
I was just
apartment.
sticking with this inconvenience you keep saying they were, and yet you didn't even discuss how long she was going to be there. So it couldn't have been that much
discussed
of
the
an
price.
inconvenience. You didn't even ask her how long.
I discussed the rent, but I didn't discuss.
I understand that. We got you want your rent. What months?
May, June, and July.
And when you've asked her for it, what has she said?
She told me that she wasn't going to pay, that she was saving up to get
She
her
ever
own place.
acknowledged owing you?
She acknowledged owing me.
All
She
right,
told me
ma'am,
that was
let me
the
hear from
agreement
you.
To pay.
First, it was my son's dad's parents' house, and I moved out on my own. He didn't kick me out or anything. He said I could stay with him. I knew he didn't have another room. I knew I was going to be staying on the floor. I didn't plan on staying there for that long. I was just trying to save money to get my own place.
You all never even discussed
Never
how
discussed
long.
it. I told him I'd help out with what I could. I helped out with groceries. I bought groceries every week for them, for him and his boyfriend.
What was the agreement on that?
I just told him when I moved in.
Was there an agreement on it?
No.
All right, well, so that's irrelevant.
Yes.
Let's talk about the rent.
He never told me I owed him rent because
There
I
was
would
never an agreement, or rent was never
agreement.
discussed.
Never discussed.
And you stayed there 3 months?
I stayed there for maybe a month and a half.
And he never asked you for anything?
No, I told him I'd help out.
Okay, I'll just ask you. You said no. He never asked you for rent?
No.
All right, good enough. And this is the first time you're hearing it?
Yes. I told him I'd
Today
help
is
out.
the first time you're hearing
Well, not
that
today,
that's what I'm asking.
recently, yes.
When?
Within the last few days when I got a call.
Last few days when you got a call from us to see if you wanted to bring your lawsuit here is the first time that he said you owed him rent.
Yes.
All
Your
right.
Honor, that's a lie, and I have a statement from my mom.
I don't believe you wouldn't ask for your money.
I have tried several different avenues, and I didn't have money to file a lawsuit. I was bad
All right.
off.
I am the mother of Erica and Eric. I was aware of Erica staying with Eric for a few months. And from what I recall, Eric was charging her $500 a month. But I wasn't aware of her paying him or not. I do have to mention that I was also aware of Erica helping out her brother at times by bringing him groceries and also helping him get his guitar out of pawn. I can't say for certain who paid who back or who didn't pay because I had moved out of Arizona. It sounds like your mother's being very honest here. So let's get to the loans and emotional distress you're countersuing for.
So when he was on drugs, he would always play music for his therapy to get off of it and everything, but he kept pawning his guitar. Every other week I saw him, he would have pawned his guitar. So one time he was in the pawn shop for a while and I told him I'd get it out for him if he could pay me back, and he agreed. And that was the $759. The next time was last June when I was bringing him groceries to the house he was living in, and I saw a bunch of marks on his arms. So I just started crying and I was just like, I need to get you out of here. So we agreed that if I got him a plane ticket to send him to my mom to get clean, then he would like eventually pay me back once he got paid from the job he was starting.
And what is the emotional distress he caused you?
Well, my first pregnancy, I pretty much dealt with him the whole time from the beginning. Like when I said he was trying to get someone pregnant, from the very beginning till the end when he showed up when I was giving
What
birth.
did he do to you that hurt you?
He showed up to when I was in labor on meth and heroin when I was giving birth.
Him being high hurt you?
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
And so you want money from him. You want money from him because he came around you high. That's what you're saying.
What's supposed to be like the
all right, so everything you're saying is unreasonable. You do know that. What do you want to tell me? What you want to admit to over here?
I just wanted to say that I thought those were gifts for me because
that was like,
you know,
all right, anybody have evidence that they were or were not gifts?
Because
I have evidence.
You have something that says they weren't gifts?
Showing that he owes me money of him and I talking.
Plaintiff, I told you I'd pay if I had the money, Erica. You act like I'm swimming in cash. Defendant, the plane ticket you said you for sure paid me. So that's a bunch of BS. You know that.
If anything, I will admit to, I'll say I owe
you have
for the plane ticket.
So
because
I'll go with the loan because I see evidence here for both the plane ticket and the guitar. So I'll grant you that judgment. I'm not going to grant you anything for him being high. And I'll grant you the judgment because I believe your mother. Judgment for the plaintiff and counterclaimant as well.
I care about my sister. I didn't want to have to do this. It really broke my heart. I didn't want to have to do it, so I hope that we can repair it, and I hope that she would want the same thing. I know it might take time, but I hope that one day.
I think we live in other states then.